Ari Lennox. Yo, welcome to Beers and Bars.
Your place of rapid fire hip hop discussion and, of course, great beer.
I am Kamal Kiddo.
OT the Golden Child. Thank y'all for checking out our last episode, man. Been a couple weeks, or about a week or so now.
Been a week.
Yeah. Either way, make sure if this is your first time checking us out, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, rock with us on all the podcast platforms along with YouTube. Big shout out to all the followers out there, people who've been checking for us. This is a beer and rap podcast. We talk about things within the culture of hip hop, other things in, pop culture as well, over a great beer. So, come on, kiddo, man. What we got today? What we doing?
Today we're talking about Ari Lennox's new album, Age, Sex, Location. Yeah, we'll get into that when we get there. And we'll be talking about, I guess, Timbaland and P. Diddy, Puff Daddy Love, whatever name he's going by this week. They had a conversation and they posed the question, or they had a conversation which poses the question, is R&B dead? Is R&B dead? We'll dig into that more once we get there. But before we get there, what's going on with you, man? How you feeling, man? You all good, man?
I'm good, man. Yeah, man.
We need to check in with each other, man. I was ready to check in. You know what I'm saying?
It's been a crazy week, man. Well, yeah, crazy last. I did have people who know me. I really love to run. I really love to take care of my body, work out, and things like that. Had a bone spur on the bottom of my or back of my left heel that had to get removed recently. So today is my first day drinking in about a week because I've been on antibiotics and a little bit of some painkillers, a little bit, but I kind of try to thug it out. I got some medicinal stuff that I've been mainly handling. That was weird because that's like if you're doing coke. I got some medicinal stuff that I've been mainly dealing with the pain with it, whatnot. But I'm good though, man. I got a little boot on my left foot, but I'm good. I'm all right. You know what I mean?
That boot action. I feel you. Yeah, man. You got me last time we did the show, you mentioned Luella Cole. So it's like, man, you know what, man? I'm a terrible marketer, man. So Luella Cole, man. Luella Cole is popping. Got some new pieces on the way. I feel like I'd be saying that every time I talk about Luella Cole, but it's some for real. It's some new pieces that's getting finalized and worked on and whatnot. This piece is an old Wild Leak piece, so this is like before Luella Cole was Luella Cole. It was Wild Leak, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Other than that, I'm making a couple strides, and this beat machine I'm making. I got some programming things I'm working on right now, so I'm actually like building the program. I'm programming right now. You know what I'm saying? Getting the operating system together. Very interesting thing. This is not anything I've ever done before. So I'm literally taking it at its very bare bones basic, and I don't know how it's going to look at the very end of it, but I know it can be done. So I'm just walking the path. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing. That's dope. That's amazing.
Yeah, G. Yeah. But what we drinking, man? What we drinking?
So since we doing the main, I know at the intro I talked about how this is a beer and rap show, but again we do a lot of things within the culture, man. We check for R&B as well. I wanted to go ahead. I had Moor's last week, man, and I'm like, you know what? I don't do a good job a lot of times pairing beers with what we talking about. So today I am gonna try to do that, man. I got this sexy, joint right here. This is an Imperial Porter, and you know what it is? I'm reminded of when Jamal was talking to us about this beer. Shout out Moore's Brewing Company, all the homies over there. Jamal, one of the owners, was talking about the beer and the way he was describing it with the roastiness and all this and that. Was I felt this would pair well with a show. Talking about some R&B. So, yeah, man, this is their Imperial Porter coming in at 8.3% ABV. Look at that nice dark color there. Porter. You got the dark malt, which kind of explains the color on, stouts and porters. Porters is actually the original stout. That's what, if you were to look up porters online, they would say they are the
I didn't know
original,
that.
not the, yeah, but they came before styles. They're the original
I
dark
did not
beer.
know that.
Yeah, I created it. Ooh, and right here. Okay, let's talk about this beer. So this is about more than about a foot from my face, but I can still, I'm catching, I don't know if it's hazelnut, cinnamon on the nose, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me get a taste of this. Yeah, I would say cinnamon, hazelnut, kind of what I'm getting on this joint. Nice, I don't know if I always say roastiness. You know, you get those nice roasty flavors that you kind of would get on a porter. I don't have porters a lot, but I would say that this definitely is a good one. I think this is my second time having this beer as well. You know, um,
Word.
so shout out to them, man. Yeah.
Word up, man. Yes, I'm having one from my Haymarket pack today. I've been really wanting to try this. I had not tried it yet. This is Squisito wheat ale. This is with lemon and tangerine. This is 5.5 ABV.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Haymarket situation. But yeah, man, this is. I think this is They got JP Graziano on here. I believe this is a collaboration with the Graziano family has owns property in Chicago, as well as this is I think they own like a pizza spot or like a sandwich spot, like some restaurant action going on. I probably should have did that research before I
Yeah,
started with the
Chicago people
can.
gonna kill you because yeah. Go
But
ahead.
JP Graziano, it says grocery co. If you could see that on there, grocery company. So,
Yeah.
but I am familiar with the Graziano family. Obviously, I don't know all of their ventures, but yeah, man. I really was wondering if this was gonna be like since it has lemon in it, if it's got like hints of sour action going on. That was a decent pour, man.
It was good job.
That was a decent pour. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. But I definitely smelled the tangerine and lemon. I smelled the fruity scent, the
Okay.
citrus on the nose. That's a quality beer, man. That's a quality beer. Very crushable. This is good for one of those summer days. You just chilling with the homies, just throw some back. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying?
I have a couple of those. I think I got like two. I think left. Again, I've been off beer, and then I'm on these meds, so I gotta really. This sounds so stupid. I gotta kick it up. I gotta kick it up in the fall and start drinking my beers because I got some stuff in my fridge, man. I got some. I went to Moor Brewing Company the other day. The other Moor, there's Moors, but then there's Moor, More. They have a restaurant, Villa Park. Well, they
Mm.
have a brewery, Villa Park, and then somewhere else. I forgot where, Huntley or something like that. I got some Rev and Hot Butcher collaborations in the fridge. I got some Deepwood stuff. I got one of Jay
Mm.
Westbrook saisons. I got some stuff, and yeah, man.
True, true.
Finally, start studying for the Cicerone this
Let's
week. So
go.
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah.
Let's go, man. Do you know when do you take it?
Well, I have to finish I have 50 something odd days left, and then I need to be done with it. So I'm studying now, and then hopefully I'll pass on the first try, and then your boy will be level. I forgot the levels at the lowest level, entry level Cicerone.
True, true.
But yeah, man, good stuff, man. Good stuff during the studying process. I'm learning some things and whatnot. I feel like I'm back in college. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I feel you, man. Ari Lennox, man. Your
Yeah, man. Let's.
girl, your
Yeah,
girl,
yeah.
Ari Lennox.
Fanny fan club happened here. I'm gonna just go ahead and kick it right in, man. I think this is Ari Lennox's second album. I believe second official album. Um, Shea Butter Baby dropped, I think, 2019. 2019 is a very slept on R&B year, and you will hear me talk about 2019 from an R&B standpoint when we talk about this Puff and Timbaland joint. But yeah, man. Sex Location, man. Ari Lennox from DC, I believe. Second album, Dreamville artist. I'm gonna say this about this album, man. This album is very, very sultry, very from a sonically speaking. I'm catching a lot of Baduism vibes within the production, as far as like how heavy the drums are. You know, a lot of uh let me get in my music bag. You know, rim shots with some echo reverb on them, bass very heavy and whatnot. Uh, it, it just sounds good, man. It sounds, I don't know if the right word is earthy, but I know the right word is soulful. Um, very vulnerable, very honest album. The tales of a young woman out here dating. You know what I'm saying? Um, she's always honest. She's a very good writer, very vulnerable, very open to not being, unashamed about, just keeping it real about, what she got going on, whether it be, an issue with a dude, whether it be her sexual vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? She's open with all that kind of stuff. I'll just go over a couple tracks and I'll kick it your way here. On this album, I really like the album opening up with POF, which
I really like that song too.
and that's what I'm saying, like Badu vibes, right? If you think about
Yeah.
that song and that beat, that how heavy the drums are and the bass and all that. Hoodie, good song. Mean Mug. This joint has some good songs on it, man. Boy Bye. Stop By is a whole bop.
Stop By is
Stop
good. Stop
is
By
a
is good.
whole bop, Ari. Blocking You, then finishing out the album with Queen Space, man. Queen Space is a very good song with Summer Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Ari Lennox to me is one of the best artists on Dreamville, if not second best outside of J. Cole, from the standpoint of
Facts.
a very good artist that knows what they're good at, who keeps it. She's just very good at what she does, and her producers are good at what they do, and they know what they're doing when they step in the studio and create albums for her.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be rocking with this joint. I'm gonna be rock. I went back and listened to again today for a third time and was catching stuff I wasn't catching the first time. Like, oh my god, this joint is bopping. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You put me on Ari Lennox a couple years ago. I think some people have tried to tell me about Ari. I think Mathian might have mentioned Ari Lennox's EP a while ago, but I really wasn't checking for her. And really, I did like some joints on Shea Butter Baby. I do think that this album is more cohesive, though. I think that this sounds, all of the songs really sound like they go together. Her production is on point with this album. I think it matches her vocals very well. I think her vocals, she's a singer. This girl can sing. This girl can sing.
She can sing,
Like,
man.
to hear her do her thing, yo, this is like you mentioned Baduism, and I had a smirk at first because I don't think she sounds like Erica, but you mentioned her production, and
Yeah,
I
the
would agree.
Sonics. The
The
Sonics.
Sonics. And like that, I would agree with that. It sounds good, man. It sounds really good. Uh excuse me, content wise, I agree. She's very vulnerable. She's very open about how she feels about love, about sex, especially those two, right? And the thing about this age of artists, especially female R&B artists, they are very forward about their sexuality. From her, uh, uh, Hotels. What's my girl name? Jasmine Sullivan. Um, they're very Summer Walker. They're very forward with their sexual exploits and all of that. But Ari is special because she'll tell you the embarrassing stuff too. Like on Boy Bye, she's talking about, they going at each other. playfully, but it's like, oh my God, I forgot my doctor shows. You know what I'm
Very
saying?
playful. Yeah.
And the thing about it is that that's relatable. You know what I'm saying? That's honest. That's real. Um, she is one of the better artists off of Dreamville, fully realized artists. I hate to say it, but if she were not on Dreamville, I do feel like she would have a different trajectory. Dreamville is full of rappers. There are no other R&B artists on Dreamville. And so sometimes I feel like, man, she's such a gem. She's such a talent. She doesn't sound like any other artist. When sometimes when you hear people sing, they could sound like a bunch of other singers. You know what I'm saying? But her tone and the way she carries her voices is so Ari Lennox special that she could shine above a lot of other singers. And sometimes I feel like Dreamville may not quite know how to move with an R&B artist. You know what I'm saying? They got rappers. They got major rappers. This is the second drop from Dreamville in the last month. You know what I'm saying? So they got JID and now Ari Lennox. So, you know, it's almost like who they like, okay, okay, all right. I see what y'all doing. You know, I'm not a record exec, so I don't know, you know, what their vision is with that. But it's good to see, that she dropped. It's good to hear her voice. It's good to hear her voice, and it's good to hear her voice as part of artistry. You know what I'm saying? Um, if that makes sense, if I'm making sense.
No, I hear you.
But yeah, man, I'm rocking with the album. I like all the songs that you mentioned, man.
Yeah.
Man, outside, stop by is my joint. I like blocking you. I like
Blocking
Queen
you.
Space.
Yeah.
You know, age, sex, location is what you would drop on like MySpace. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Fire.
Like, POF, it opens with Plenty of Fish, right? Plenty of Fish is a site. Plenty of Fish is an app. And so I think it's cool that she started with that song. Because it kind of opens you up to the idea of age, sex, location, and where that even stems from. She does have the interlude in there that kind of explains it even more. But I think she is a really good talent, and I hope that she gets more looks. I feel like she could be featured on a lot of rapper hooks, or maybe not rapper hooks. Forget that. That might be lessening her artistry, because she's so much more than that. Like she sounds like a classic singer. Her voice carries. She can really sing, and it's not like bubblegum. It's not like new age R&B
Yeah.
bubblegummy. You
No,
know what I'm
no.
saying? She got some real, like she could like really pour her heart out on record. I don't know, man.
Okay.
That's all the things I feel about this album, man. But I'm rocking with her though. I'm rocking with this joint. Um, yeah, man. I like the joint. I'm growing even more. Like this album, I feel like, you know what, man? I'm becoming even more of a Ari Lennox fan off of
Hmm.
this project. Um, I think the production really does accentuate her ability to sing, her vocal ability,
Yeah, for sure.
more so than her other projects.
Hmm.
And yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's kick it to. I want to kind of transition there, man. Kick it to Puff and Timberland, man. About we
Tell
having a
me about that.
conversation. We having a conversation
I
right
didn't
now.
know nothing about it. You put me on that.
Yeah, I was trending about it. We're a little bit late, but it is what it is, man. I think it's perfect to talk about it with artists like Ari Lennox, man. So basically, Puff and Tim, I think they was having a conversation on, I don't know, Twitch, Instagram, something like that. And Puff was telling Timbaland that R&B is dead, and what he was saying was that it's dead because R&B is lacking in vulnerability. R&B is lacking in artists that really know how to sing, like sing. And he put it
Mm.
directly like this: R&B, if you're a man, you got to be able to, sing and get a woman's, vag wet. And if you're a female, you need to be singing and getting the dudes, hard, right? These are his words, right? So he's saying it's dead from that standpoint as far as our vulnerability and honesty within R&B. Vulnerability, honesty, and the ability to sing as you had to, maybe let's say back in the 112 Jagged Edge uh type days and whatnot. Carl Thomas, we talked
Mm-hmm.
about him, all these kinds of artists, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said. I have my points and positions.
True,
I don't know
true.
how you want to do this, or how you want to just
How
how
you
you
feel?
want.
Go ahead. How you feel about it?
So I agree in theory, but I also disagree for a couple reasons. I do think that R&B, from the standpoint of what Puff is probably thinking about from his generation, is dead. But I think it's a reason for that. And I think it's because R&B is no longer okay. R&B at a certain point, like most things, rap was commoditized, right? Like you have this artist, and then the labels are running everything, and labels want to create the next them. So you have all these different types of artists that are controlled in a certain space because labels want to capitalize off, being able to get the next big this or that. So I think R&B is dead from that space. And again, it's not being commoditized anymore. Like you don't have, six R&B artists that are men who are all killing it and sharing a space because labels want to get the next big Genuine or the next big R. Kelly, or you know what I'm saying? So he's right
Yeah.
in that sense. However, we just talked about how vulnerable and how honest Ari is and whatnot. I think that even though it's dead from that standpoint, it's opened up for artists like Ari and
Mm-hmm.
Snow Allegra and
Mm-hmm.
SZA and
Mm-hmm.
Solange to
Mm-hmm.
be eccentric and have their own cult followings, as to where maybe you don't have a big mainstream R&B artist, but you do have very good R&B. It's just no longer, again, commoditized. It's no longer, you know, a run of the mill type deal, as I think most music isn't now. Honestly, I wouldn't, but I understand what he's saying, but I disagree to a certain point. Yeah.
Um, I understand what he's saying. I didn't. I kind of sort of know a little bit about that, and I only know what you sent me. I didn't know about it before you told me about it, and you sent me the short clip. Um, I feel what Puff is saying, but Timbaland's point, Timbaland was trying to say, man, you got to search it out, and that's hard to do for some listeners. That's hard to do for certain people. Uh, R&B isn't at the forefront. Rap is at the forefront right now. Um, and there aren't a lot of I'm a R and like I really like rap music. I really like rap music, but I also really like R&B. If it catches me, it catches me. And there are definitely certain R&B artists that I really check for. There aren't a lot of R&B artists out right now. Well, first of all, there aren't a lot of R&B artists out right now. I don't think the way it used to be. To Puff's point, um, during like Jagged Edge, you had those groups, and then even like when was like early 2000s is what like Miguel, Neo, these type of artists. Mario maybe before that maybe.
A little bit before that,
Um,
yeah.
but like Jaheim, all of that stuff is like not as It's not a lot of that right now. It's not a lot of that right now. You really do have to, you know, Solange, Snow Allegra, all these people that you mentioning do have their section of fans, but they are not like big superstars the way like Faith was. You know what I'm saying? Faith, her first album is hard, G. That's what like I got certain R&B albums that I go to. You know what I'm saying? Like Carl Thomas was big when Carl Thomas was popping. You know what I'm saying? And Carl Thomas is a bad boy artist. And so is Faith. Both of these, both some of their best work was on Bad Boy.
Yeah.
To Puff's point, once again, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to produce major R&B music. And so from his point of view, it's probably dead, dying, and I kind of agree with him to a certain extent.
Me as well.
Um, I like Solange, I like Cleo Soul. You know what I'm saying? And she's not even like I really thought her first album was gonna get nominated for a Grammy. And I
Nope.
feel like people don't even know who she is.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? People don't even know who she is. I don't see nobody talking about Cleo.
Gee, listen here, man. On the last season of Insecure, as Issa rolled through her hood and all that stuff, is the very last episode. She used Rose in the Dark
Mm,
as the background to her going through all these familiar places you would know if you watch Insecure during season 1 and all that, as she's reconnected with Lawrence. And I almost wanted to cry, G. Like, this is perfect. Because,
yeah.
but go ahead. Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm a fan of Erica Badu, but she may be. I mean, she's R&B, but that's more like neo soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the point is though that all of these artists today have their niche fans, their niche music. They're not really big superstars. Her is probably more well known than like she may be. Her is getting more looks than Ari Lennox, and I think Ari Lennox is a better singer. But her has been groomed to be a pop star. She's becoming more pop. Um, Dang, it was another artist that I had just thought. SZA. I'm a fan of SZA, and SZA is probably one of the biggest R&B artists. Even though, and she just got like a new single right now. You know what I'm saying? Her voice was kind of messed up for a minute, so she kind of been out of the spotlight. I don't even hear people talking about Beyonce's album like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the algorithm of my timeline, but I don't hear a whole lot of even outside the timeline in real life. I don't hear a lot of people talking about her album. Um, I don't know what that and is her album even considered R&B? It's like dance music.
Well,
You
here's
know
the
what I'm
thing,
saying?
but so is everything else. When you go back to the 2000s, you know what I'm saying, Get Me Bodied and Single Ladies, all that stuff. That was those joints were a little different for that time. You know what I'm saying? But that I think that kind of brings up the point that I'm trying to say though is that I mean, shit, if Beyonce can't garner attention, it's what you're saying, right? It's just
Yeah.
not at the forefront, and it is
She the
dead
big
from.
she's the queen.
That's what I'm saying. So if and people aren't, people really aren't talking about that album like they did, let's say like Eliminate or whatever the case may be.
Facts.
Um, but I think that I mean to push back on Puff a bit, man. He's right in that sense, but I like where R&B is, man. I don't need I don't bro, we not even in an era of big singles and stuff like that, like we used to be anyway, as to where
Yeah.
all these R&B artists we mentioned, and they fine. I mean, sure. But think about, okay, Cleo Soul. What would be her single anyway? What would we present to the radio from the that album?
From her latest album or
No, from the first
from
one. What we giving the radio,
you got some joints you can give. You can give Rose in the Dark, but at the
bruh?
same time, you can give Rose in. I mean, come on, Erykah Badu had On and On.
I'm
That's
talking
her
about
first
now.
single.
I'm talking about now and living in the turn up every chance I get era. Like, what are we gonna, what we putting from her album that's
We didn't
going?
even mention no males. We didn't even mention any male artists, man.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get there. So as a cure to people, right? Talking about R&B is not there and whatnot, or it may be there and whatnot. I'll give you some stuff. 2019, Sir, Chasing Summer, amazing album. I could go through 2019, bruh. People,
But right before the pandemic,
listen here. Snow Allegra's, those feels again. Ari dropped Shea Butter Baby 2019. Solandra's, When I Get Home is 2019.
that's my joint. You know that's my joint.
Bruh, that's what I'm saying. To kick it back even further, 2017, CTRL. Her in 2017 was a very good album. I don't know if y'all check for that, but
Oh yeah.
that's a very good album. Solange's Seat at the Table. I mean,
Yeah.
if y'all want the R&B, it's some stuff you to
It's
Timbaland's
there.
point,
It's
it's
there.
out there.
But to Puff's point, you gotta search you gotta find that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not prominent like it used to be. You know what I'm saying? It's not prominent. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And I think that's what Puff is saying this too. And
But see,
he's
he said I feel like he also throwing a bit of shade because he's talking about, man, I want to feel something.
yeah,
It's not out there. Where is it? When it's out
tripping.
there. You know what I'm saying? Like, how I don't even know how you get put on new music for real nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Somebody tell me about Anderson .Paak, I'm going to check it out. Somebody told me about, I saw in a Instagram post about Cleo Soul album, her first album. I said, man, let me check it out. And then I was blown away. And now I'm
Amazing
telling
album.
everybody, you know what I'm
Amazing.
saying? But that's how music catch. That's how music catches. But it's not like I saw Cleo Soul. I heard her on the radio. It's not like I learned about it. You know what I'm saying? Like when the first time I heard like Carl Thomas, I probably heard it on the radio.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm saying?
saying
Like
though.
all the
Yeah.
youngins that don't have access now, granted, you know, younger people got access to their phone. They looking at all types of stuff. They could probably put me on stuff I ain't heard before. You know what I'm saying? But it's like now it's not the radio that's ruling the land. It's your algorithm on your phone.
Yeah.
And if you search these things, then you might like this too. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like, you know, the radio, if it's popping, here it is. But on a phone, it's the algorithm of the other stuff that you like. You know what I'm saying? It's the other stuff that you like. I like one inspirational joint. And don't you know on Instagram, you know, you go through like 5 posts of people
I
that
hate
you
them
know.
so much.
And then they
Yeah.
got that like row of like reels that you can watch.
Yeah. I
And it'd
don't
be
want
like
to
all
see this.
inspirational posts. It's like, dang, I just like one. So now
It was
y'all
just
gonna just
one.
give me a bunch, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, how do you like clear out your algorithm? But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, I clear my history on YouTube like every day because I don't want them to feed. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But to your
But
point, though, right? I mean, the algorithms are running it, the reels
yeah,
are running it, right? So what song from Cleo or any of these other albums we mentioned is going to be the backdrop to some popular person's reel? You know, reels are high energy and they want people to like that.
that's
That's
crazy. That's great that's controlling the music landscape. You
that's
know
the
what I'm
new
saying?
radio. That's the radio.
Yeah, like I think I saw some I think it was an artist that said that you know, they trying to push their album and they're intentionally trying to give it to TikTok stars to use in their work so that it becomes viral. And that's the new marketing plan.
It is.
It's not trying to get it on the radio. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I didn't hear about Cleo Soul on the radio. I love Solange's album, and I don't think any of those songs were on the
Not
radio.
one. What you gonna put, Benz? What are you gonna throw? I mean, what's
You can
going
put
on there?
Ben, yeah. It's such an avant-garde,
That's what I'm saying. And
obscure album, you know what I'm saying? But like Pressure by Ari Lennox been on the radio for so long. I'm like, dang, why they got this old song on this album? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like I've been hearing Pressure for a long time.
Yeah.
I've been hearing Pressure for a long time, but I don't even know, like, I don't think that speaks to any point right now.
Yeah.
But just the idea that, man, G, that's good. That I mean, you know, she's working in a building where that's the traditional way to move. We gonna drop this single, get the single buzzing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard Pressure once on Instagram.
Well,
Once. It's not a TikTok dance song. You know what I'm saying? It's none of that. It's a radio song. It's a radio song.
Yeah.
But artists, even R&B artists, are making songs to go on TikTok, which lessens, in my view, which lessens the artistry. But for the kids that's coming up, the 15 to 25-year-olds, that's how they get music. And so who am I to say, you know, that's wrong? But it's hard. There is no. It's changing, man. It's changing. You know, Puff is an older guy, and he's an older exec. He's an older music producer who has produced R&B artists and broke them.
Yeah.
And got them out there, and has reaped the benefits. Not only monetarily, but the celebration of it.
Yeah.
He's seen it. He's seen it. And so he's missing that feeling. But it's a new day.
It's a new day.
People are finding about artists through algorithms.
Or word of mouth is huge too right now, man.
Word of mouth is heavy.
And that's why I said I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all, man. These artists are fine. I'm pretty sure Ari Lennox ain't got worry about paying her bills, nor does Snow Allegra. Ari Lennox to be at the Big Jam on the 18th, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure she's getting a decent little bag for that, or whatever they make for that. So, yeah, man. That's that, man. I think we good. I think we good here. You know what I'm saying? As far as getting up out here, but anybody who is watching this right now, man, by the time the show come out, go to Pass the Cup on Instagram.
Yeah.
Shout out to homie Who Killed Kenny. All his stuff is on IG.
Is that his name on Instagram?
Yeah. Well, he goes by Who Killed Kenny. That's his moniker, his name on IG.
Word. I know that.
Pass the Cup podcast. I don't think he does anything as far as any other, you know, streaming and whatnot. He does everything exclusively on IG. So after y'all watch this, y'all go, you know what I'm saying, check that joint out on Instagram Live. We're gonna be on that joint tomorrow, drinking our beers, talking our talk on that joint, man. So man.
By the time this drop, it'll be today.
By the time,
So later on today, we'll be on Pass My Cup podcast.
Yeah.
On IG Live.
Yeah.
Word up, man.
Beers and Bars. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.